So guys, if you guys don't know me, मेरो नाम चाहिँ Abhisekh Maskey हैन अनि I've been in the world of presentations for quite some time के अनि people know me for being that wacky person on stage हुन्छ नि म स्क्रिनमा पनि weird कुराहरु राख्दिन्छु words like suck which people are very afraid of using हुन्छ नि I have that large and bold on my screen and I really like doing those sort of weird stupid things on stage as well. Not just on the screen, but I do it with myself as well. That हुन्छ नि म कहिलेकाहीँ भुइँमा बसेर पनि presentationsहरु गरिरहेको हुन्छु and most of the times it's very stupid, but stupidity नै रहेछ के मान्छेलाई मन पर्ने चाहिँ. So I like doing that as well हुन्छ नि. त्यो गर्दै गइसकेपछि चाहिँ you know how things go. अब I haven't told you the topic of my presentation yet, but probably you'll get it by the end of my introduction. I was invited. I'm not just me, but if you look in the background, you can see Abhisekh, Nepal, Uttam, Raunak, as well as Umistai there as well. We, the team of Empowerment Academy, was actually invited to Nepal Police to do a training for them. Okay? Not just once, but twice. And by the second time we went there, I'm a hero that we had the guts to actually take a selfie with them. Just imagine. Room भित्र छिर्दाखेरि नै पुरा सबजना युनिफर्म लगाएर टक्क बसिरहेछन् when we entered they actually त्यो हुन्छ नि उठेर डाङडुङ सल्युट दिँदाखेरि they were like oh damn हुन्छ नि सबजना जहिले थर्काएर हुन्थ्यो नि त हामीलाई like खै तिम्रो लाइसेन्स खै तिम्रो बिल बुक हा गर मापसी गरेछ कि छैन we used to get questions like that but this was not just traffic police but these were like the real police officers the dabang of Nepal के अनि त्यहाँबाट हुन्छ नि kind of खतरा respect and everything we're always like on cloud 9 अनि अति बवाल लाग्थ्यो के हामीलाई चाहिँ नि when we're talking about presentations and हुन्छ नि we were called the PPT sucks दाइहरु भनेर भन्थ्यो नि क्या खतरा लाग्थ्यो के आफूलाई and खतरा लाग्दै पनि हुन्छ नि we never gave up we just wanted to go माथि यो भन्दा पनि अझै let's do it better भन्ने खालको फिलिङ चाहिँ नि जहिले पनि थियो हैन and then it kind of like was that point where Finlandमा जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ Oulu University of Applied Sciences-मा we actually got to do why PPT sucks को सानो portion there for people from 14 different countries. है 14 देशको मान्छेहरु थियो हैन जर्मनीको मान्छेहरु पनि you guys did a great job भन्ने खालको हुन्थ्यो हैन everything was so much fun के अनि पछि गएर even I got messages from a few of these people from who were students from I think Netherlands when they went back to the university and they showed my slides त्यहाँको professors were like हुन्छ नि this is great यस्तो खतरा त मैले अहिले सम्म कोही पनि देखेकै छैन भन्ने खालको रियाक्सन आयो हैन I was like yeah that's me खतरा feel भइरहेको थियो and then at one point of time the only feeling that I had was कभी लगता है अपनी भगवान है के यति धेरै बयान यति धेरै appreciation that every single person that we met were loving whatever we did है बब्बा लाग्यो and yeah basically that was the main thing that I wanted to talk about as हुन्छ नि why are we so बबाल भनेर how do you guys feel now I want to listen to you guys on like I think I spoke for like about 5 minutes what do you guys really think about me anybody I'll take one or two people okay hero dai awesome bold babal boosting is not a bad thing arrogant promising khatra gafadi yes there's so many different words that came in मलाई personally के लागिरहेको थियो if somebody was presenting like this in front of me त्यो मान्छेलाई ज्यामा झापड हाल्नु जस्तो लाग्थ्यो क्या dude just think about it like आजको my main topic today is about how a presenter's mindset should be and the mindset that I started with was probably the worst way to start I am already on stage everybody अहिलेको लागि we have exactly 53 people listening to me live and if I still talk about me that's the worst thing to do so मलाई झापड मात्र हैन मलाई खास हान्न मन लागेको रक बटममै थियो के because it was annoying so what I'm going to do as I'm not just going to बयान गर्नुपर्ने एकदम subtly मैले गर्दिसकेँ हैन like that was not lies, that was all correct, that was all real things that was I was talking about. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to a journey on how this thing actually started. I'm going to share with you a few tips and tricks on why PPT sucks and how it actually started and how it has reached where it is right now. So the story starts from a चिया पसल. So यो चिया पसलमा बसिराख्दाखेरि चाहिँ it was back in 2016, right after the earthquake. I was chilling with one of my professors and we're having chia. I really love chia. म दुध चिया खाइरहेको थिएँ. That professor Dai who I'm talking about was having black tea. I mean, गफ गरिरहेको थिएँ. And when we're talking about that professor Dai that I'm talking about, he's none other than Umesh Dai himself. So Umesh Dai र मेरो चाहिँ एउटा एकदम रमाइलो बानी छ क्या. We actually love मान्छेहरूको बिल्ला हान्न हुन्छ नि, like in a closed room. त्यो कस्तो झुर प्रेजेन्टेसन दिएको यार त्यो मान्छेले, त्यसले के सोचेको होला हुन्छ. वी लभ त्यो लाइक हुन्छ नि त्यो जिस्केर एकअर्काको बिल्ला हानिराख्ने त्यस्तो नचाहिने काम गर्ने एकदम रमाइलो लाग्छ. अनि मोस्ट अफ द टाइम्स वान अफ द थिङ्स द्याट वी ह्याड हुन्छ नि वान अफ द कमन फ्रेजेस द्याट वी अलवेज टक्ड अबाउट वाज हुन्छ नि दिक्क लाग्यो क्या. यो अहिलेको प्रेजेन्टर्सहरूको प्रेजेन्टेसन देखेर हामीलाई चाहिँ एकदमै दिक्क लाग्यो. अनि यो दिक्क लाग्ने कुरामा के रहेछ भनेर हामीले सोच्न थाल्दाखेरि चाहिँ नि one of the things that we got in our mind was हुन्छ नि एकदम simple theory छ के. If I personally don't like it, I am not supposed to do it. If I don't like somebody who is super duper arrogant on stage, who's just talking about himself or herself, त्यो दिक्क लाग्छ भने I'm not supposed to be doing that. And त्यसलाई चाहिँ नि हामीले हुन्छ नि एउटा बुकको भाषामा भन्नु पर्दा चाहिँ we like calling that scratching your own itch. आफूलाई जता चिलाइरहेछ आफैले चिलाउनु हुन्छ नि, because that's a better way to scratch yourself. Rather than telling somebody हुन्छ नि ओइ मलाई त ढाडमा चिलाइदेन भनेर भन्छ, because you know हाम्रो हात त्यहाँ पुग्दैन हैन. So you'll have to explain it to somebody. Bro, अलिकति तल हैन धेरै तल भयो, अलि माथि लेफ्ट तेरो लेफ्ट हैन मेरो लेफ्ट हुन्छ नि. We have to do that, and it doesn't satisfy as we actually scratch ourselves. So हामीलाई के दिक्क लाग्छ भनेर we started looking into it. And the first thing that Umesh sir मलाई personally दिक्क लाग्ने was people standing behind this podium thing and talking. Yeah? त्यो पोडियमको पछाडि गएर यत्रो पकेट क्या कोटको पकेटबाट यत्रो लामो लिस्ट जस्तो निकाल्छ and they start reading it out. We don't like that. Right? The second thing we personally didn't like was we did not like how people were actually reading out of bullet points. अघि ठ्याक्कै यो भन्दा like 2 सेसन अगाडिको कुरामा पूजा had mentioned this हुन्छ bullet points भनेपछि दिक्कै लाग्ने खालको हुन्छ. And then the worst thing is people start reading it out, and that's worst. And yeah, the third thing that we didn't like or we were terribly unhappy with was the arrogance of our speaker. It's all about them. It's always about them. They act like they know everything. Now, if we combine these three things together, it is actually worst. And I'm sure you can see it from the picture. As somebody speaking with that arrogant face, not even a slight level of smile, and then using difficult words like photosynthesis in their presentation just to sound smarter than everybody else. So, हामीले आफ्नो प्रब्लम्सहरु आफुलाई के दिक्क लाग्दो रहेछ त्यो कुराहरु सबै हामीले हेर्न थाल्यौं. And यो सबै कुरा फिक्स गर्ने त एकजना मान्छे अलरेडी रहेछ के. We fix गर्ने मान्छे को रहेछ भन्दाखेरि there was this guy who हुन्छ नि we love, and यो दाइको नाम is Umesh Dai. He's Steve Dai. So Steve Jobs was like, हाम्रो लागि was like one of the biggest guys ever, because not just the way he presented or what he wore or how his visuals look like, but यो दाइले भन्ने कुराहरु क्या खतरा थियो के. And one of the things was he was put on this earth to make a dent in the universe भन्ने dialogue आयो. Putting a dent in the universe was such a powerful thing. Okay? So that got us to a question. So what the hell am I put on this earth for? Abhisekh Maskey किन यस earthमा राखेको छ त? To make good presentations? Nah, that's too low or too small to say. I must have a bigger purpose in life. And then I realized the biggest purpose that I personally have in my life right now is to make complicated things simpler and to make it the simplest as possible so that anybody can understand. So the first simplification that we came up with, which a lot of people did not really like back in the days, but now everybody's starting to slowly follow it, was गाह्रो कुरालाई सजिलो कुरामा ल्याउने. हिजो यशस्वीको सेसनमा पनि हामीले मेटाफोर्स, कम्पेरिजन, सिमिली यस्तो यस्तो कुरा गरेका थियौँ नि. मलाई पनि पर्सनली I love doing these things. Okay? So Empowerment Academy, when we started Why PPT Sucks, we came up with the simplest way of making संसारको सबभन्दा झ्याउलाग्दो कुरा, which is called presentations, and make it one of the coolest things ever. And we thought about it. We brainstormed about it a lot of times, and then we kind of realized it's very simple. Actually, presentation भन्ने कुरा यस्तो complicated के पनि छैन रहेछ. It's very simple, and the simplicity was a good presentation is like a good song. Sounds very complicated, eh? No, it sounds very simple, but la कसरी त? We'll have to answer that. So let's go step by step, right? Personally, I love Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift is big for me. Like every time she starts to sing, I start to smile, and mainly because I feel like she's singing all her songs to me. So if she says it's a love story, baby, just say yes, and I will keep listening to that song. Why? Because that connects with me. When we like songs that connects with us, that is awesome, right? Moving on, besides the connection point, another thing we like about songs is songs are telling us stories, right? So John Mayerको Half of My Heart भन्ने गीत first time सुन्दाखेरि मेरो त्यति बेला भर्खर breakup भएको थियो. And हुन्छ नि Half of My Heart is like त्यसले मलाई छोड्यो, I'll get somebody better भन्ने खालको feeling थियो हैन. But the second half is like त्यस्तो भनेर कहाँ हुन्छ त? त्यस्तो भनेर त हुँदैन नि. Like माया त गरेकै थिएँ, लभ त परेकै थियो हुन्छ नि. And then that song को story and my story kind of connects right there and then. And the connection हुने बित्तिकै, what I'm gonna feel is that song was written about me or written for me. And that's something that a great song actually has. So the next point that I'm going to talk about is this one. There is no audio here, but I'm sure you can hear the music. मनमा नै हाम्रो दिमागमा भनेर छैन, मनमा नै as well as हाम्रो दिमागमा यो म्युजिक आउन थालिसक्यो के. And you know, like कुन म्युजिक आइरहेको छ म ठ्याक्क I know that spot which you're thinking about. Good songs have always put this song, some music that gets sticky in our head, and then it connects right away. So yeah, music is something that makes a really good song as well. And again, a really good song is something that we would want to sing along as well. So as a singer, if I sing a song and just sing myself, it's not fun for anybody. But just think about in a concert, I say Timro Nyano, and then everybody says Angalo ko maya. That's something that you would want to feel and experience, right? And it's not just a good experience for you, but for the audience as well. So we'll have to think in that lines. So a good song definitely has to be worth singing along with you the singer, right? त्यसपछि गएर आउँछ दिमागमा अड्किनु पर्यो त्यो कुरा. I've just written Call Me Maybe. Now जसले यो गीत सुनेको छ उनीहरुको दिमागमा यो गीत बज्न थालिसक्यो, and then I Am Sorry If You Cannot Sleep Tonight, त्यो गीत दिमागमा अझै बज्न थाल्छ के, because that song is really sticky, right? अब let's look into something. Am I audible? Okay, great. मेरो phone call आएको थियो, so I got distracted. So looking into all of the analogies that I shared with you, Sunny, we talked mainly about 3 different elements here. The lyrics, the song has to be good, that connects with us. The music, that is something that keeps everything together. And third, the vocal, which is like the delivery or how the person engages with you. यही कुरालाई हाम्रो प्रेजेन्टेसनमा ढल्काउँदाखेरि चाहिँ what happens is the lyrics turns into the content of your presentation. The music that puts everything together becomes the design, and how you actually say it out becomes the delivery part. अब यति भनिसकेपछि the next thing that I want to break down for you guys would be content designer delivery र song कसरी ठ्याक्कै मिल्दो रहेछ. Let's look into that. है त content को कुरा गर्दाखेरि, like I said in the very beginning, the whole idea is to make it simple, to make it easily understandable for people. That has to be one mindset that we have while we're preparing for a content. Just because you sound complicated does not make you a good speaker. Like मलाई अहिले टिभी हेर्दाखेरि पनि उ हुन्छ नि के भन्छ, there is this guy who comes up आजकल एकदमै पपुलर पनि छ, Nepalese are not liking him at all, Arnav Goswami भन्ने मान्छे. He complicates every simple word and just tries to confuse the audience and show that he's superior than everybody else. That's exactly why we don't like him. And that's a content problem. The second thing that I really want to talk about is it has to be connectable. If I am talking to you guys right now and I start using हामीहरुको internal jargons that we use, हुन्छ नि हाम्रो SAP भित्र UWTC को कुरा मिलेको छैन, त्यसैले गर्दा यस्तो यस्तो गर्नु हुँदैन भन्ने खालको त्यो हुन्छ नि abbreviation and short forms बोल्न थाल्यो, probably you'll never understand me. You'll never want to listen to me as well. Right? Or if I start giving you science examples, हुन्छ नि atoms ma कतिवटा neutron के भन्ने त्यस्तो खालको कुरा गर्न थाल्यो, probably you'll get lost there. And that's a very big problem that we've seen experts do on stage. So it has to be connectable. Ogiko songs was connectable because you guys all have listened to that songs. And the last part is stories and emotions. We're all emotional beings, you know. Yashashwile pani, she had mentioned it really a lot as a हामीले पूजनको सेसनमा स्टोरीजको इम्पोर्टेन्स बुझ्यौं, and कन्टेन्ट्समा स्टोरीज राख्दाखेरि त्यसको ब्युटिफिकेसन इज कम्प्लिटली डिफरेन्ट. सो द्याट्स अ ब्युटिफुल थिङ on its own as well. अब कन्टेन्ट पछि let's move into the design part. Design is something that I personally love. And then यसको काम चाहिँ नि दुईटा एंगलबाट हुन सक्छ के. The first one is it helps the audience focus. हामीले म्युजिक सुन्दाखेरि पनि सर्टन म्युजिकले हामीलाई के भनिरा हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो कोरस भन्दा अगाडिको पार्ट हो. गिटार सोलो आइसकेपछि अब यसपछि फेरि एकचोटि कोरस आउँछ. That's the kind of feeling that designs gives us. I mean music gives us, and it has to do the same for designs. For me or for us as presenters, हाम्रो लागि यो किन इम्पोर्टेन्ट हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ it actually helps us amplify our messages. So मेरो personal favorite example is भूतको मुभी हेर्दाखेरि हामीलाई भूत कहिले पनि डर लाग्दो हुँदैन के, बट ब्याकग्राउन्डबाट गर्दै ढोका खोलेको आवाज, that is what makes it scary for us. ला आयो कहाँबाट आउँछ थाहा छैन, ओइ मेरो पछाडि कोही छ जस्तो खालको फिलिङ. That's how the background music does to us. Presentationमा पनि when your slides are in the back, that's exactly what we need, right? And third मा डेलिभरीको पार्टमा अघि भने जस्तै हुन्छ नि sing along खालको. If I ask you questions, I take your answers, or I take the answers from the audience and put it together and actually have a conversational presentation. It's always fun. Green Day does it that way as well. And saying, hey, ho, audience, you start getting the answers, and that is how the fun begins while we're on stage. Right? So I don't know how many of you remember the first slide that I showed, but can anybody guess what this is? What's the most important F word that starts with an F and ends with a K? Okay, funk, Facebook, fork. कतिजनाको मनमा अर्कै शब्द आइरा होला, तर मेबी अलि इन्डिसेन्ट सुनिन्छ कि भन्ने फिलिङ पनि होला. तर यहाँ सबैजनाले हेर लाज नभएहरू के फोरी शब्दहरू टाइप गर्दै रहेछ, यिनीहरूलाई ब्यान गरिदिनु पर्ला जस्तो. But Facebook, freak, so many different words, but the actual word that I'm talking about, which is again, as a presenter's mindset, that's something very important to us, is something that we call feedback. And always, feedbacks are not always great. Right? Not everybody's going to like you. It doesn't matter. मैले खतरा bullet points सब हटाएर अघि पूजाले भने जस्तै presentation बनाएको छु भने there will be people who will be coming to me and saying हुन्छ नि अनि खै त content खै त सबै फोटो मात्र राख्ने. That's the kind of response we get. Probably that might be a problem as well. So always remember, feedbacks are important, but not all feedbacks have similar value. which means कतिवटा feedback चाहिँ एउटा कानबाट सुनाएर अर्को कानबाट उडाउनु is really a good idea. I always do that. Like हुन्छ नि अभिषेक क्या दामी प्रेजेन्टेसन दियो भन्दाखेरि थ्याङ्क यू भन्ने सकाइदिने क्या. अनि कतिजनाले चाहिँ नि ह्या के गरेको ह्या तिमी जे पाइदिए प्रेजेन्टेसन थियो भने भन्यो भने एउटा कानबाट सुन्ने अर्को कानबाट उडाइदिने. बिकज राम्रो थियो or नराम्रो थियो is never a good feedback. Good feedback are the ones which are constructible. हुन्छ नि if they say your presentation was not that great because यसमा यो कुरा missing जस्तो feel भयो भन्ने छ भने it's a good feedback that you take in and you store it within yourself and next time you use it. But कसैले मलाई त कस्तो झ्याउ लाग्यो तपाईको प्रेजेन्टेसन भन्यो भने सेम थिङ एउटा कानबाट छिराउने अर्को कानबाट उडाइदिने है. So mainly that's what I wanted to talk about. And summing everything up as मैले गफ गरेको कुराहरुमा, first thing that I want to start with is learn. And by learning, I mean you can learn anything that you want to learn. सिक्नको लागि no one's going to stop you, especially अहिलेको टाइममा where there's internet, a lot of people around you. It's really easy to do learning. The thing that you need to unlearn, which I started the presentation with, I think unlearning arrogance is one of the most important things for us. And the third one, which is something that we need to keep relearning, is we need to keep relearning to be humble. So, eti bandai, I'm still a learner of a good presenter's mindset, and my name is Abhisekh. Thank you very much.